Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 4 of the Dad Den Uncut. Again, my name is Matt, here, creator, owner, operator, whatever you want to call me, of the Dad Den. So like I had promised here in previous episodes, I am filming here from a deck and cabin that I rented here in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. It's now Saturday while I'm recording this, and we've been here since Tuesday, Wednesday. It's been a pretty good time. Earlier this week, from when this is airing here, you would have seen Mondays with Addie that we filmed right from this deck as well. Actually filmed about 20 minutes ago, and now she is going to bed, and now it's my turn to talk. So yeah, I mean, we're having a really good time out here. I don't even know what to talk about. I came down very much prepared to do this podcast with my camera, my mic, new mic stand that I have, computer, which I'm holding the mic because there's not exactly the greatest acoustics out here. So I wanted to make sure everyone could hear me. But anyway, yeah, so I came down pretty much well prepared with all the physical stuff, but I didn't bring any of my notes or my notebook or my topics, anything like that. So I figured we're just gonna wing it today. Why not? But I gotta be careful because when I wing it, sometimes that's when I go on my rants. Nothing really too serious to talk about this week. I'm on my vacation. I don't want to get too wound up like I did last week, but obviously I still want to have good content for you guys. So, with that being said, some things I want to talk about in this episode were there's a mosquito on me. We're very much more so of what I'm doing right now is traveling with family, traveling with little kids. So Addie graduated preschool on Tuesday. Went to her graduation in the morning, went out, got some ice cream, went home, and I went to bed. And my wife, very grateful for her, she took care of the whole house with the help of my mother as well, who was there watching the kids while my wife got some cleaning done and some packing done. Because my mom's actually at the house now watching my four-legged children. Anyway, so I went to bed and we left at midnight on Tuesday night leading into Wednesday. I wanted to leave really late. It was about a 12-hour drive roughly, depending on stops, to get from New York to Tennessee here. So I wanted to make sure we'd made the most of our time down here. I didn't want to spend an entire day traveling. The other thing I thought too was leave at midnight, we wake the kids up, get them right in the car, they'll sleep for 8 hours out of our 12-hour trip. No. So I guess that's the topic of today, is that, traveling with kids. One, be flexible and be prepared for what you think will happen and what your plans are greatly going to change. So leave the house. I think by the time we got out of the driveway, it was quarter after 12:30. Addie had been in bed since 7-8 o'clock, normal bedtime. She didn't go back to sleep at all. So 12-hour trip. She's awake. Gracie slept for a good portion of it, which was pretty nice. But overall, I mean, the one thing that surprised me a lot was, even though Addie was up in the middle of the night and didn't go back to sleep, she was actually great the whole trip. And I think traveling is one of the big things where you have to pick your battles to make things easier for the kids, easier for everyone, yourself included. What I mean by that is, so Eddie has one of those Amazon Kids Fire tablets, which we tend to try to limit use of, just because I don't want my kids sitting in the house on a tablet all day long when it's nice outside. She can go outside and play, or even if it's not nice outside, she can go play with her toys, do something to occupy herself other than just sitting there on a screen all day. We don't even have cable at the house anymore. So when you're traveling, I say pick your battles, because car rides can be argued a little bit different, but I guess this more applies to like air travel, flying a plane and whatnot. when you're in the middle of traveling, especially a long drive or a long flight, what have you, that is not the time and place to prove a point to your kid. If they sit there and ask for their tablet and you say, no, you've already been on your tablet too long and you still have 6 hours left in your trip, who's it helping taking the tablet away and just letting them have a temper tantrum in the middle of the flight or the middle of the car? It's not really helping too many people. You know, they're just going to sit there and scream. You're going to sit there and get annoyed because you're in a tight, confined space. If you're on a plane, even worse, you have the entire plane, everyone else that's pissed at you now because you're the one with a screaming kid on the plane. There's a time and place for being strict and being parenting. And traveling, I think, is definitely not one of them. Car rides can be a little bit different because if you're willing to sit there and just listen to it, that's fine. You know, there was a couple times where we said no, just because, you know, for example, stopped at a gas station, ran in to get a drink or something, and she's sitting there, I want a candy bar, I want a candy bar. You have snacks in the car, we packed a ton of stuff for you. You're not getting a candy bar right now, you've already had a bunch of sweets. Just because we're traveling, I'm not going to just give in and say, oh, yep, I don't want the meltdown. No, I'm going to get her out of the store. I'm going to get her back in the car and get her attention on something else. You know, of course, there's, exceptions to that rule. But again, time and place for everything, right? So, I don't know. That's it. We're going on about 7 minutes here. I'm just trying to think of what timing we're gonna go for today. It's hot out here. It's been a nice relaxing vacation. No offense to all of you, but I don't really want to sit here and talk for a really long time and babble on and on about stuff that many of you might not even care about. While I'm on vacation, I want to be able to enjoy myself. Even though I do like doing this stuff. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, I don't know, traveling with kids. It's every parent's nightmare, but it's also every parent's dream to make it perfect, I guess. I don't know, overall this whole week, both kids have been great. You know, it's been in close to 90s every day. Mild humidity, hasn't been too bad humid, but, you know, compared to what we've been dealing with of 50s, 60s, cold and rainy in New York the past 2 months, you know, it's quite the adjustment for them. We've been doing a ton of walking. The first day, Addie walked, and it wasn't that great for her because she got tired because it was so hot. So then we ended up going and get an umbrella stroller for her. We already had the normal big stroller for Gracie in her car seat, but we didn't think Addie would really need one, and we were wrong. So we ran over to Walmart, picked up an umbrella stroller, and just rocked 2 strollers going by down the streets, which is fine because it gave us a chance to be able to go out and do some more things, be able to go in more shops because it was easier to occupy the kids. And, you know, if Addie wanted to sit down and take a break, she had that choice too. So $20 well spent. $20 spent in order for me to be able to go in more stores to spend more money here in Tennessee. I guess that's how that works. I don't know. But yeah, hey, I don't know if any of you watched Mondays with Addie episode, but if you are interested in coming down this way, and I'm not being sponsored by these people at all, I'm just having a really good time here. The cabin is awesome. We found this cabin on VRBO. It is it's called Amore Retreat. It is through Bear Tootin' Cabins or Rental or something like that. No, but it was great. We originally booked 5 days, 4 nights, and then I got an email saying that they had an extra day available at the end of our trip that they'd offer to us half price. So we ended up extending it out, so now we're leaving on Monday, which is why Mondays with Eddie wasn't coming out until Tuesday this week, because I didn't have a chance to get it posted. But yeah, no, check it out. Just, the whole area is absolutely beautiful. The views, I don't know with the lighting if you can see it too well here, but the lighting is, or the views are absolutely gorgeous. Just driving through Smoky Mountain National Forest is fantastic as well. Today on the way back, again, Addie mentioned it in Mondays with Addie, but we actually stumbled upon a couple bears, just wild bears walking on the side of the road. That was really cool. Post a picture of that online here in the next couple of days so you guys can check that out. Yeah, no, I traveling with kids, guys. It's a great time as long as you are flexible. Don't have too high of expectations for them. You know, my kids thrive off of being structured. At least what I think they do. You know, having a structure in place every day, in a routine, you know, bedtime routine, waking up in the morning and so on, which obviously when you're on vacation kind of gets switched up a lot of it, or a lot. They're sleeping in different places. You know, Gracie actually, even though she's only 3 months old, she actually took the transition and sleeping here more difficult than when Addie did. You know, it's just be flexible. Have an idea of what you want to do every day, but don't be so time constricted. You know, don't be so strict on the time, because you're either going to miss something, be late to something, or, you know, and so on. You know, just be flexible. And this was a nice trip because of that as well. This was actually our first full family trip. Obviously with Gracie being so young, but even with Addie, we never really went on a vacation as a family. We went to visit my wife's mom down in Southern Virginia for, you know, a week at a time or so. But other than that, no really family vacations. So this was a first for us, which was really nice. It was nice being able to wake up every day and not necessarily have a specific plan, just you know, hey, what do you want to do today? It was very relaxing, nice time to unwind here with the kids. And, you know, so far it seems like Addie's really liked it. There's a ton of stuff down here for her to do. We didn't check out Dollywood. I think she's a little bit too small for that. Maybe next time around, because I definitely want to come back at some point here over the next couple of years. Obviously Grace will be a little bit older at that time too. So I don't know, but yeah, it's a short episode. Again, I'm gonna kind of cut this here a little bit short. Wasn't really a real big message on this one. I kind of babbled on and on for a little bit about a whole lot of nothing. So I hope you enjoyed this one. One last thing before I let everyone go. Please like, share, comment as much as you can on these posts. I want to try to get this out there to more people, not necessarily for my sake. You know, obviously, yes, I'd like to get bigger, but I want to reach more people for the messages I have in my other podcasts, like the last week's episode about education. Like, yeah, it's something that certainly some people probably need to hear, and I know I went off a couple tangents and I ranted a little bit, but things like that, there's a lot of people that need to hear things like that. And whether, if you agree with the message, great, share it, because I know there's probably someone else on your friends list that probably needs to hear that. So give it a share, you know, give it a like. If you disagree with the messages, please email me, comment on this stuff, message me something, because I want to chat with you guys on this. You know, I want this whole community and brand to be adaptive, where I'm adapting to my viewers and followers. Now, that's not to say I'm going to sit there and change my views on everything, and that I'm going to change my opinions and how I do everything, because that's not going to happen. However, the content and, you know, the way I do these videos, I'm always open for constructive criticism. If I do something, or if I say something that you think is just completely absurd, or you think it could be done better, shoot me a message. I'm not going to be offended at all. I don't care who you are, if I know you, if I don't know you. Shoot me a message. You know, let's chat about it. I want to get this thing down pat. I want to, you know, make these podcasts enjoyable for people to watch and to listen to. I want people to be able to say, hey, you know, it's Thursday, Dad Den Uncut came out. Let me go ahead and pop that on in the car here on my way to work so I can listen to it, see what he's talking about today. So yeah, please give it a share, and for everyone that is watching this, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel here so you do get updates on all of the videos. So that's going to be it for this episode of the Dad Den Uncut, right here out of Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, just in time because the sun is sinking and it's going right into my eyes right now, so I can get that, and it's glaring in my eyes. So, see you everyone. Thanks.